right, this is Cooking and Learning with Care segment with Chef Destiny and Chef Aysa. Today, where Mr. Stacey at? Y'all call him. Brick or frack, call Mr. Stacey.
Juliet, you gonna call him? Juliet. Are you calling Stacey?
Oh, I don't. He's working. You know, he's working. Might be busy.
Oh, well, text him and tell him we doing his recipes in case he forgot.
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I call him.
Okay.
Okay.
I know he's still a hard-working man, but maybe he could just cut it on and put it on silent. I don't want him to miss his recipes today.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. All right, Chef Aysa, if you want to go ahead and get started.
All right.
Hey, Auntie, how you doing?
I'm sorry, what you said?
No, I was saying hey to my auntie. How she?
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
I saw her yesterday. Didn't I see you yesterday?
Did you see me yesterday?
Running the street.
Somebody. In Dr. Sharma's office, the mask was hard to tell who was who.
It sure is. All right, well, go ahead, Aysa.
Hey,
It's good to see y'all.
One of Mr. Stacey's recipes. He calls it Mama Grayson's squash casserole. First, I can say that this recipe does call for ham, but for the purposes of this week, since it's pescatarian vegetarian week, I omitted the ham. So I hope Mr. Stacey is not upset about that. So I just want to put that out there. The ingredients that you're going to need for this dish are zucchini, squash, red potatoes, of course, like I said, the ham, and the optional ingredients are onions, mushrooms, and multicolored bell peppers. The dry seasonings are basil, black pepper, seasoned salt, and if you choose accent, which is some of y'all know, it's like a flavor booster. Some people choose to cook with it. For this recipe, I kept the vegetable pieces kind of thick because when you saute veggies down, you know it's going to lose some of its water and it's going to get smaller. So I'd rather start it with a little bit bigger so it can still be a nice size when it's done cooking than starting small so that it's just shriveled all up. Okay, you're going to need a stock pot and a saute pan, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to put all of the dry ingredients into some water in a stock pot that just lightly covers your red potatoes. To make my potatoes cook faster, I cut them in halves. They was already small to begin with. They were very little red potatoes, but I just sliced them in half so that they could boil faster. So you will put your boiled potatoes, this is fake, so we're gonna act like we're boiling it. You put your potatoes into the seasoned boiled water. While the potatoes are boiling, you are going to saute your vegetables, okay? So you would just, however you like, I use only red bell pepper because that's all I had. So you would just saute your vegetables in a saute pan. Now, one thing the recipe did say is you want to have more squash and zucchini than you do potatoes. That's just a key. And you also want the same amount of squash and zucchini. So let's say you use 2 squash, use 2 zucchinis. So that's 4 to total together. So we'll probably use about 2 or 3 little red potatoes. Okay. So you saute your vegetables to how you like it. Some people like vegetables al dente, which I prefer sometimes. That means to the tooth. We talked about this. That means it's not all the way mushy, has like a little firmness to it. But you saute all of your veggies. When your potatoes have finished boiling and you can stick a fork through it, okay, when it's fork tender, you would then drain your potatoes really good and add them to your sauteed veggie mixture. One difference that I did, they said to let it saute for 10 minutes. I then transferred all the ingredients, my potatoes, my veggies. I transferred it to an oven that was preheated for like 350, just so the liquid can tighten up a little bit, if that makes sense to y'all. Just so the liquid can tighten up a little bit and it's not as liquidy, because squash produces a lot of liquid. All vegetables do, but squash typically produces a lot of liquid. So I let it go in the oven, 350, maybe 5 to 7 minutes. And I'm gonna show you the final product. And it tastes really good. It's really a very good recipe. And like I said, if you choose to use the ham, you know, you have everything you need in one meal. You have your starch, your vegetables, and your protein, okay? Now the recipe says you can, when finished, you can put cheese on it. I put Parmesan cheese on it, but let me show you. Or you can omit the cheese. But let me show you the final dish. Can everybody see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
And here's the final dish, and it's really good. You have your squash, your potatoes, your bell peppers, your mushrooms. It's seasoned very well. I put some cheese on top of it. And like I said, I like cutting the vegetables to a little bit thicker. So like, you know, when it cooks down, you still can see what each vegetable is. Are there any questions about that recipe?
Question.
Yes, ma'am.
You said the dry ingredients in the water and the potatoes. After,
Yes, yes. Now
let the water boil.
yes, you season the
Okay.
water with the dry ingredient, put your potatoes in there till they are fork tender. Now I apologize. Same dry ingredients you can use to season your vegetables.
Oh, okay.
How she do, Mr. Stacey? He said thumbs up.
2 thumbs up.
Thank you.
Looks good.
Your mama's recipe.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you, Aisha.
No problem.
And I am doing Mr. Stacey's second recipe he sent, which is the cabbage soup. It's smelling real good in here already. So, in my pot, I already started my butter or olive oil to melting. And for this recipe, you will need a tablespoon of olive oil or butter, whichever you prefer. I have in here 4 cloves of garlic chopped and 1 large onion going into the pot. Next, we have a half a pound of carrots, half a bunch of celery, 1 green bell pepper. I omitted the frozen green beans because I am allergic, so this recipe it calls for green beans, but mine will not. Sorry, Mr. Stacey. Unless y'all want to see me fall out.
No.
So I'm changing your green beans to squash and kidney beans. But I'm gonna add to it. I hope that's okay. Then we're gonna add 28-ounce can of diced tomatoes, 8-ounce can of tomato sauce, a half a head of green cabbage, 6 cups of vegetable broth, 4 bunch of parsley chopped, half a tablespoon smoked paprika, 1 teaspoon dried oregano, half teaspoon dried thyme, salt and pepper to taste, and 1 to 2 tablespoons of lemon juice when it is all done. Right now, what we're doing is cooking our onions and garlic until they're translucent. Everybody know what that means, correct?
Yes.
There's just something about garlic and onions that just can smell so good. Just by itself. Okay, our onions are translucent. And now we're going to add our other veggies. These were baby carrots. I just chopped them up some more. You could have left them whole if you wanted, but I chopped them. They're going in. My diced tomatoes are going in. My tomato sauce is going in. My kidney beans, but if you follow the recipe, it will be green beans, but I'm doing kidney beans. All right, is that all? No, we got our celery, yellow squash, and bell pepper in here, and I was substituting the green beans with the kidney beans and adding the yellow squash. Hope that's okay. It's all still good vegetables. Chop those up. All that's going in. And what are we doing?
As we go.
Amen. Now I found.
That's a new song.
Yeah. Vegetable stock. And this whole thing is about 6 cups.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Now I'm gonna stir this up and add my seasoning. And it looks so pretty. I'm gonna show y'all in a minute. So I got my smoked paprika here, and my oregano, and my black pepper, and instead of dry thyme, I'm using fresh thyme. I want the whole thing in there. In. All right, so while that is, and I'm gonna show y'all what it looks like while it's cooking real quick.
All right.
Yeah.
Are in there. And what goes well with a soup or a stew?
The cornbread or
Thank you. Cornbread.
yay.
Like I'm asking y'all scientific questions. So we just gonna take a regular box of Jiffy and turn it up.
Woo.
Not deconstruct, we're gonna turn it up. So, just one box of your regular Jiffy. Get some of the lumps out. One egg. And buttermilk. I use buttermilk and regular milk. Go by the recipe. Turning it up, so we're gonna add some red pepper flakes, some cheese, and some sugar.
Okay.
And last but not least, some real corn.
Yeah.
Because this is what?
Cornbread.
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 We're gonna mix that up. Anybody go to the Darnell Center? Now we don't make our cornbread with no Jiffy. We make ours from scratch. And they love the cornbread from thin to thick, dark to light. But don't do like, I can't do too much of adding stuff to it because they don't really like that. You know, seniors will let you know what they do and they don't like. So when I do turned up cornbread, it's usually with a specific type of meal. something special or something. Other than that, they want their regular cornbread.
Yes, Lord.
They don't want it. It can't be too cakey sweet, or the pie got to be perfect. But my kitchen and I have kind of mastered that over these years. So, last thing we're gonna add. This is what our cornbread mixture looks like. Last thing we're gonna add to our Mr. Stacey soup is the cabbage.
Ooh,
That sounds good.
yes.
Destiny,
Yes,
with Jiffy already being kind of sweet and you added sugar, it won't make it really good.
well, what I did add, I added half a cup of cornmeal.
Okay.
I already had it in the bowl, I'm sorry, before I added all the rest of that. I like my cornbread sweet, so it's up to you whether you added more sugar or not. You don't have to.
How much sugar did you add?
It was only like a tablespoon.
Okay.
Yeah, but before I poured everything in here, I did put a little extra cornmeal in here because I don't like my batter to be runny. I mean, it's just me, I guess. I like mine to look a little chunky thick. So get all that cabbage down in all the goodness, and you're gonna cover this and let this cook for about 20 minutes. The entire cook time is 35 minutes. I said 20 minutes because we've already been cooking for 10, 15 minutes. So total cook time, you're gonna cover this, let this cook for the rest of the 35 minutes. It say it's served 2 people, but Mr. Stacey, what kind of bowls y'all using? Giant bowls? This looks like it's gonna serve more than 2 people.
For a week.
Okay.
Oh, a week.
Oh,
Okay.
like 2 people for a week. Okay. That makes a little more sense.
Destiny, I have a question about the
what?
the turned up cornbread. I'm sorry, I'm on 2 video calls. That's why I'm going back and forth.
Okay.
You add the corn and stuff to it. Does that increase the cook time?
No, not necessarily. I'm gonna cook it the same amount of time. Matter of fact, I took my little aluminum cans here. You can cook whatever you want to cook it in. Of course, if I'm doing this, I have to do this about 10 times to do all of this. But I'm gonna cook this the same amount of time, about whatever it say on the box.
20.
20
About
minutes.
15, 20 minutes. Yeah.
Okay.
About 15, 20 minutes, same time. My family has always added corn to our cornbread. A lot of people, it could be cream corn or regular kernel corn.
Right.
That's a personal taste. So this would be your cornbread, bake it in whatever you want, a flat round dish, your corn muffin pans, the old school cast iron joints that my grandma had, muffin pans, 15, 20 minutes. I'm gonna show y'all what all of that's looking like. Any other questions? This is a really good soup for this weather. And as it gets colder, last but not least, we've got 2 last things to add, which is fresh parsley. And once it's all the way done, like here in our other pot that we already got going, we're gonna add that.
Oh.
We're gonna add a squeeze of lemon juice. And I like that extra touch. Also, the recipe says if it's not seasoned to your liking, you can add more seasoning. Like if you wanted to switch vegetable broth with chicken broth for more flavor, that's totally up to you. Totally. Now, on your turned up cornbread, there's different varieties of cornbread. You can add jalapenos, cheese,
Yes.
corn, anything really. You can make cornbread an actual meal. You can add meat to cornbread, bacon, and sausage, make it a whole meal. Well, we'll do that too today. For right now, here is our Mr. Stacey soup that's done that I started this morning. We'll give y'all a close-up.
That look good.
Wow. It looks delicious. Yes.
I'm trying to hold this and stir it around so you can see. But don't forget, you will be seeing green beans in there, but they're kidney beans in there and squash. And that's the raw cooking and the done. I hope I did you justice, Mr. Stacey. I'm gonna pour it up for y'all. Look at our beautiful corn muffins.
Oh, yes.
Destiny, you know what one of my friends did?
Yes.
She had some leftover turnips and she took the turnips and cut it up and put it in her cornbread. They were cooked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've seen people do that. They actually have it's some restaurants that do muffin. It's like Thanksgiving, all in the muffin. So it's turkey, the greens, the dressing, macaroni and cheese, everything. It's actually restaurants in New York and other places that actually serve it like that.
Mm-hmm.
So here's Mr. Stacey's soup. You know what I mean?
Oh, my goodness.
Cornbread muffins.
We're all on our way over.
After we get off, after I hit the not record, everybody stay on so we can have a little discussion. So that's the end of the inside of our turn up cornbread.
Okay.
And what you would do, I know. Right on in there.
It.
Right on in there. We're gonna take a picture of that.
Have you tried crackling cornbread?
That sounds good.
Yes, I have. Do y'all like crackling cornbread?
Yes.
Yes.
Y'all like that better than regular cornbread?
Yes.
No, I like regular better, but I like crackling also.
And what's that other kind of cornbread? It's hot water. Y'all do that?
Stove top.
The hot water cornbread.
Yes.
Yes. Stove top cornbread.
What's that?
It's just make it with hot water and don't put milk in it.
Oh,
It's
Put it
real
on
hot water.
Cook it on top of the stove.
Yeah.
Like a pancake.
Oh, flapjacks.
Y'all know we did the cooking video today because we were off yesterday. I hope y'all had a good Veterans Day. I didn't get out to bed till it was time to eat. I needed to rest.
Good.
But yeah, that's it for today. You got Aja did her squash recipe, and here's his other recipe. It really looked good, y'all. And it really smelled good. It seemed like it would get you nice and warm. Then you just want to cuddle up and watch a movie or something.
Right.
Mr. Stacey, you got a big enough living room for all of us to come have a sleeping party.
Yes, he does.
And eat some squash and cabbage soup. All right, this is a really good cabbage soup. I love tomato-based soups anyway. And cornbread, can't go wrong with neither of the two. It's a meal that'll stretch and fill people's bellies. So that's the end of our class today. And tomorrow, I don't know what we're doing tomorrow, but it'll be great. Whatever we decide. I can't believe we already went through this week so fast. I'm talking about this week went by real fast. But I want to thank all of the veterans. We didn't get to do our regular, program and breakfast for y'all and stuff like we normally do. We tried. but you know, it wasn't approved. But I do thank y'all, everybody who's had a hand in serving our country and protecting us. I have a lot of family members that are in some part of the military. I've dated all parts of the military, so I'm like a military girl. But yeah, it's very hard to leave your family for all of that time and sometimes not come back, you know, how you left. And it's hard to deal with sometimes the people when they come back. You know, I don't necessarily believe that our veterans are always treated the best after they come back.
They're not.
That's something we have to work on as a government and as a world, but we can do our part as their family members and their friends and let them know how much we appreciate their service because they don't have to do it. So I want to.
And I've always thought, from my personal opinion, senior citizens and veterans should not have to pay for nothing.
I agree.
I agree.
A thing, taxes, homes, nothing.
They should.
Hospital,
Y'all got
no.
to get somebody in office who's gonna do that, because that ain't gonna be the next 4 years. But that would be really nice. They should not have to do anything. Because you're very blessed to get to senior citizen age with your wisdom.
Yes.
You are the anchor of the families. You raise your families the best you can. Send them out here into this crazy world.
Yeah.
A lot of times the grandparents are the backbone of the family. You are the roots. So there would be no us or next generations without y'all. So I wish more people would know that and appreciate that. But I'm glad we do. That's a good part about working for Fulton County and working with senior citizens, that you get to experience the other side before you get to the other side, if you know what I mean. And, you know, thankful to my grandmother, you know, she passed, but if it wasn't for her, I would not have been with Fulton County at all. She gave me the opportunity, put me on. Thank you to all of the people when I was 22, starting with Fulton County. Rest in peace to one of my chef mentors, Chef Horace Jackson. He died. His actual service is today. He was a Fulton County chef when I first got here. That really helped me out a lot too. So I wanted to send condolences to his family, and because it was just maybe a week or two ago, he sent a message to me to speak to me, and then that next week he was gone. So you gotta give people their flowers when they're here. Call them, tell them, text them, whatever. Let them know that you love them, because once they're gone, that's it. So y'all be safe out there. Love y'all. We will see y'all tomorrow. Hope y'all enjoyed the class. Y'all enjoyed the class today?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, just a little tidbit of information. I am joining the 3 other Fulton County chefs in a collaboration class. It's a new class. We're gonna be starting today, I just found out, but I don't know exactly how we're rolling it yet, but I want y'all to try to join in on that too. You don't have to do today, because today is gonna be kind of a rough draft, but I'll let y'all know more information, but it'll be on Thursdays at 1 p.m. and it's called Chef's Collaborations. I guess we'll be doing a different array of topics, but that's another class that I've added to my schedule. Chef Quentin from Benson Center, it's gonna be on his station. So look on the calendar. I don't know if they put it on for this week, but look definitely for next week for it to be on the calendar. Chef's Collaborations at 1 p.m. on Thursdays every week now.
Okay.
Today will be our first rough draft class, so I'll kind of see what we're doing and let y'all know what it was like tomorrow. But yeah, look out for that.
Who is the other chef, Destiny?
There's Chef Quentin from Benson, Chef Craig from Mills, my old center, and Chef not Natalie from Bowden. So that's the 4 chefs of Fulton County: me, Quentin Boswell, Craig Pickett, and Natalie. I forget her last name, but I'll get that for y'all.